Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Marie, a dreaming witch, and today we are going to be doing a collective reading on the new moon in Taurus, what kind of energies it's bringing up, what kind of things we are moving towards, seeds we are planting with this new moon energy, and the lessons and themes of this new moon for the collective. So before we hop into that, I like to go over the previous full and new moons of the current moon sign. I believe that this helps us understand themes that may have been reoccurring for the past several years, months to years, and yeah, just get an overview of like how this is showing up for us. So obviously you can always check your Taurus placements in your chart if you're familiar with your astrology, but if you're not, we can look at the previous moon 6 months ago and the previous moon 12 months ago so that you can see around those times what kind of things were coming up for you. And a lot of people are like, how do I do that? I don't remember. If you have a journaling practice, check your journal. If you don't have a journaling practice, check your camera roll. I think that images that we take around that time help spark memory. So anyway, the previous full moon in Taurus, so the last moon in Taurus that was a full moon, happened October 28th, 2023, and that was also a lunar eclipse. So that one might be a little bit more prominent with themes that have been going on. And then the previous new moon, the last full moon that happened in Taurus, happened May 19th, 2023. So that is the 6-month cycle and the 12-month cycle. And you can go back even further to when the South Node and the North Node, well, the North Node was in Taurus and the South Node was in Scorpio. That was happening previous to last July, because that's when they shifted. So the year, like a year and a half before that, it's like an 18-month cycle. So this could have been something that's been going on, but anyway, you can look at those times to see if anything has been reoccurring. So before we hop right into it, I just want to introduce myself to those of you who may be new here. I am Marie. I am an intuitive tarot reader. I am an artist of multiple forms. I create these handmade notebooks, stickers, these bracelets, and spell oils, witchcraft things. My whole thing is kind of witchcraft, art, tarot, and wellness. And yeah, I like to dabble around. I'm an ADHD witch, and if that's your jam, I hope that you join us in the future. And yeah, we're gonna move right ahead. So let's get into the overall energy of this new moon. All right, so what is the overall energy coming up with this Taurus new moon? So this is a new moon cycle. If you're unfamiliar with new moons, these are typically times that are of planting new seeds, times of reflection, more inward kind of work. Things like inspirations may be coming up, new ideas, new thoughts of how to do things, how to move forward in your life. Sometimes this is also a time of releasing, where we might see where we need to tweak our plans and just what we are interacting with. So that is the new moon in general. And this is a new moon in Taurus. So if you think about Taurus themes, Taurus is an earth sign. So it's more of our physical kind of things. Taurus, I believe, may rule the throat. I can't remember everything, but it's Venus ruled, so Venus kind of things. Let's just get into the reading. So, what is the overall energy of this Taurus new moon happening May 7th, 2024? I also just saw 111 when I looked up there, so new beginnings are definitely a thing. All right, what is the overall energy of this new moon in Taurus? All right, we have the 7 of Cups as our first card. So definitely sorting through some possible choices, possible like illusion kind of things. Like we may be presented with offers that may not be entirely what they seem. So we're really taking time to make sure that we know what we are getting ourselves into. We have the Fool in reverse down here. So with the 7 of Cups and the Fool here in reverse, it makes me think that we need to make sure that we are not just jumping right into something, that we are not being reckless with our motion forward. I still feel like we're getting a forward motion kind of energy, but we are being told to like review things, like what do you really want, and can this cup, can this offer, can this endeavor actually offer this to you? Do you just think it can offer it to you? So kind of like grounding our perspective, getting a more objective view is definitely something that would be coming up with this. What else? And not just doing something for the sake of doing it, not just doing something to say that we have it, not, you know, that's like an ego kind of mindset. Like, oh yeah, well, I did this. And it's like, but does it fulfill you? Does it actually make you feel good to do it, to have it, to have pursued that? What else can we say about the overall energy of this new moon? Yeah, all right, we got the 7 of Swords. 2 7s here, which is really interesting. They're both kind of cards that can be about deception. So I'm definitely thinking that this is a time to not make hasty decisions, to not just, you know, choose something to choose something. We also have the Devil at the bottom here. The Devil is not necessarily a bad card. None of the cards are bad cards, so don't be scared. But with the 7 of Swords here, with the Devil and the 7 of Cups, I'm definitely thinking that there's going to be a sense of someone trying to sell you a good story. Someone 333 on the clock there. Someone trying to sell you something, and not like, well, it could be literally sell, but like a person making an offer to you that is just too good to be true. They are not able to commit to it. They are trying to highlight the things that tempt you, highlight the things that make you, like an abusive relationship. Not that this has to be an abusive relationship, but like one of the, you know, kind of tactics is love bombing, and like utilizing what someone really wants to really get their attention, to sway them, to look over the red flags. And I'm definitely feeling like this is giving red flag energy. Like, there are red flags that you see, and I need you to pay attention to those. Like, don't get swept away by the, you know, temptation offers. Don't get swept up in the story that they are selling here. Woo, not the cards. Flying away. And just be more strategic and more thoughtful in how you are pursuing whatever you are trying to pursue. So I'm definitely feeling like there are people that are going to be trying to get like new jobs, trying to date. I feel like dating is a big thing here, with all the Venus energy for one. And it's just kind of being like, make sure that you're not getting lost in like the emotions of everything. I know this came up in a previous collective I did, about needing to ground ourselves, ground our emotions and our logic. And I think that that's kind of coming back up again, is like, things are not what they seem entirely, and it's not always someone trying to lie to you, but it might be like they're highlighting the good things. Like if it's a job, yeah, we have the Tower over here, the 4 of Cups. This isn't something that you're gonna want if you really look into it. Like, make sure that you know what you want. That is one part of making choices that makes them easier to make, is getting really firm on what you actually want. So if you want to date, what are you looking for in a partner? And you can get as specific as you want. Now, people don't always have to meet every single requirement you make, but get specific about what are like your absolute no's, what are your yeses. Do you want them to, you know, I don't know. Do you want them to have similar hobbies? Do you want them to be into spirituality at all? Do you, like, what are your needs in a relationship? Do you need someone who's able to communicate with you more? Then you're probably not going to want to date someone that works a lot, you know, like that work is their whole life. And just getting clear on your needs and not bending those. Anything else we need to know about this overall energy coming up for this Taurus new moon? We have a lot of Taurus stuff happening too. Venus, Jupiter, Uranus. I feel like I'm missing one. Mars just went into Aries, so maybe I'm not missing one. Mercury might be moving towards Taurus. But either way, we've got a lot of Taurus energy. So check out the chart, your chart, and see where Taurus is if you have Taurus placements. And see the house that it rolls. If you're familiar with all that, you'll get a little more insight. All right, anything else about this overall energy? Queen of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, definitely making sure that you are, well, for one, grounded, and for two, that you are meeting your physical and emotional needs. You're not bending your boundaries. You are being giving to yourself, I think, is like what this is kind of being like. Like, we may be looking for external validation. We may be looking for external people and things to make us happy. And we need to kind of pull that back and see how we can do that for ourselves. And that'll also help us figure out what we want from other people. And we have the King of Swords reversed down here. So we definitely need to get our mental stories and our physical emotions and stuff kind of on the same page. We may be feeling confused, and having stories run wild in our head, and it's time to kind of bring those down to earth, get a little more objective on it. If you have a therapist, you know, a therapist is a great person to be objective with. Friends can sometimes be biased because they're our friends, but if you have a friend that you know isn't, you know, just always taking your side to take your side, confide in that friend. Or if you have anyone in your life that you can have that kind of conversation with, I think this is a good time to do that, because we may need to just talk these things out and get a little more centered on what it is we want, what it is we don't want. So that is the overall energy we got coming through here. Kind of interesting. So let's see what we are moving towards with this new moon energy. Like, what kind of seeds are we planting with this new moon in Taurus? What is the collective moving towards with this new moon in Taurus? I feel like Taurus energy very much gives me like self-care, physical self-care. Like Venus in general, I think just gives that kind of like, I need to take care of me first before I can give any of me to any of you. And that's what I feel like is kind of coming through here, is making sure you're taking care of you, your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul, all of that. You know, and if you don't know what your needs are, that's a big sign that you need to take a little break from listening to other people's opinions and getting a little more in tune with yourself. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes consistent practice. All right, what areas are we moving towards as a collective with this new moon in Taurus? What are we moving towards? What kind of seeds are we planting with this new moon in Taurus energy? What are we moving towards with this new moon in Taurus energy? All right, we have the 10 of Swords reversed here. Not necessarily a fun card. And we got the moon on the bottom. There are definitely like lies and stories and things that we're going to be finding out that are going to hurt our feelings, that are going to change the way that we move forward. And I don't mean to be gloomy. I think that overall this will be good for us in the long run, because we're going to figure out these things so that we can move forward in a more aligned way, in a way that is going to work for us in the long run. And these are things that, yeah, we got the Tower behind the moon down here. This is definitely something that's going to end. I'm thinking that this is like relationships, not just romantic, friendships, family. Someone might cross a line. Someone might say something that kind of just triggers your insight into who they are a little bit more. You know, like, we always try to see the best in people sometimes, and that can kind of get us in this phase of having like rose-colored glasses, which goes back to this 7 of Cups energy of like 11:11 on the clock there, of looking at people with, you know, with love, with a loving perspective, trying to understand them. And I feel like we're gonna find out some things that we don't like, either things that they did that crossed the boundary, or things that they said, or just ways that they operate, especially when we are going through times like now where there is chaos, war, you know, shitty things that our government are doing and stuff. And then now can be like when we see the people around us that have really kind of shitty perspectives. And, you know, I'm not going to get too deep into all that because I could rant forever. But, you know, things might be exposed about people around us that cause us to look at them differently and to want to pull back our interactions with them. And it's just going to shake things up. We're going to be putting up boundaries. We're going to be having to tune into ourselves. yeah, this is definitely like pulling back, letting the curtain, you know, open up so that we can get an idea of where we need to go from here. Oh, I hate when my cards do that. What else can we say about what we're moving towards here? And this, you know, for some people, it may not necessarily be physical things. It can be your own mental kind of things. You may like have a mental breakthrough about things in your subconscious. You may remember something that hurt you in the past, that you previously like didn't have access to that memory. And you might understand some of the reasons why you do things that you do a little deeper, if that makes sense. All right, what else can we say about what we're moving towards with this new moon in Taurus? All right, we have the Seven of Wands. So we got 3 of the 7s that have come out so far. And the 7 of Wands is in reverse here. So this is Mars Capricorn energy. So this is a very in defense kind of card, like on the defensive. And reversed here, what do we got on the bottom? We got the moon back at the bottom. Yeah, all right, there is definitely some things that we're going to be facing that we can't fully see yet. It might come out a little clearer when the next full moon happens. And yeah, we're gonna feel like our character might be questioned. Like we might feel, and we might be questioning ourselves. We might be questioning our own judgment. We got the Hermit here. We're gonna definitely need to pull back and like reestablish a connection with ourselves. Yeah, 2 of Cups here. Reestablish a connection with trusted people. Yeah, it's a little rough, but it's gonna help us in the long run. Like there was the Ace of Pentacles at the top of the deck with the last card. So I do feel like this is going to open up opportunities for us in the long run. It's just we're going to have to face the hard stuff before we get to the good stuff. Yeah, we got the Sun reversed, but then the 10 of Cups here. Like we're going to need to listen to our heart, listen to our own feelings, listen to our callings, listen to the things that bring us joy, have some strength, and then we'll move towards this 10 of Cups energy. You know, when we want new things, sometimes old things have to leave first. And it may surprise you, the kind of things, people, places that you may need to let go of. And I feel like that's the energy here. Is it's going to be surprising. It's going to be something that you didn't expect. Someone you didn't expect. But overall, it is going to be better in the long run. See, that 10 of Cups tried to pop back out. So I think, you know, we're gonna get there, but we need to get some of this stuff out of the way first. Some of these people, places, things, mindsets that are holding us back from actually going after what we want. So what else can we say about what we are moving towards with this new moon in Taurus energy? We have the Empress reversed here. So this is the Venus card. So all that Venus energy I was talking about. And we have the Knight of Wands reversed here. Yeah, we're going to need to definitely be taking care of ourselves. That is definitely part of this. And with this Knight of Wands here, I think that we're going to need to kind of reestablish our connection to our passions, to our purpose, to the things that just light us up, the things that bring us joy, the things that make us want to like go out, have fun, do things. And with this Venus in reverse, with all of this, self-care. Self-care, self-care, self-care. What is self-care? It is not just bubble baths. It is not just shopping. It is not just treating yourself. That can be part of it, especially with Taurus. Taurus likes, you know, pleasure. Taurus likes sensual feelings and stuff, so that can be part of it. But really getting in touch with our needs. Are you feeling lonely? Are you feeling misunderstood? Are you feeling like you need more excitement in your life? Are you feeling like you need more connection? Are you feeling like you need, you know, getting in touch with our needs and getting in touch with like why we are doing the things we are doing? I feel like this is a very like mental analytical kind of energy. Like, you know, if you've had a thought that keeps kind of coming back, whether it's like an impulsive kind of thought, like to do something, or like a critical thought that's been coming back. It's time to really like sit down with yourself, journal it out, talk it out, figure out, where is this coming from? Why am I being harsh on myself? Why am I, you know, like, why is this coming up? And like I said before, that may bring up some memories that we did not previously like have access to, or maybe just memories that we didn't like put a lot of stock into. We may have like thought like, oh, you know, that wasn't such a big deal, it was so long ago, and we may be revisiting that and realizing like the kind of impact that it actually really had on us and on our love for ourselves, our trust in ourselves, our confidence in ourselves. And creativity will be a really good outlet for some of you. You know, honing in time to be creative, time to just express yourself freely, especially if you are an entrepreneur of any kind. We can get wrapped up in creating for other people. It is time to create for you. For you. This is a very like me energy. I need to do for me. I need to do things for me, not what other people think I need to do, not what society is telling me that I need to do. And Pluto retrograde just started, I think, or it's about to start. So that's kind of interesting. I feel like it's snuck up on a lot of us. We like, I'm not an astrologer, but I like to keep track of the transits. But Pluto is currently in Aquarius. I think it's like only at 2 degrees. So the theme of, you know, the death, the rebirth, the reconstruction, all of that in Aquarius is kind of coming back up in a more inward perspective now. So I think that kind of makes sense. You know, our communities, who we interact with. And we have a card here that is the moon in Aquarius. So let me get one more for what we're moving towards and the seeds we're planting with this new moon in Taurus before I go into the lessons and themes. Oh, it's a new deck. I'm still getting used to shuffling it. All right, one more. We got the Lovers. Choices will be made. What do we got down here? The 5 of Swords reversed, which is the Venus and Aquarius energy. All right, choices are definitely going to be made. Choices, decisions, paths to take. The Lovers is not necessarily just about, you know, romantic love. In fact, it's really not that much about romantic love. It's about the kind of decisions we are making and where they are going to take us. So, consequences of our decisions. And since we have the 5 of Swords down here, I really want to bring that back to the, you know, not listening to everybody else's opinions. So this is an Aquarius card. We got a lot of Aquarius energy kind of coming through here, and Gemini energy. So mental things. We might be arguing with ourselves. I am kind of feeling like this might be an internal conflict. And we got the Chariot behind it. So once we get past our mental conflict, once we get past debating where to go from here, and this goes back to the 7 of Cups. That's a choice card too. So decisions are going to be made, and they might be tough decisions. They might be decisions that you're really going to not want to make, especially if it has to do with putting distance between you and someone you care about. And you don't have to cut them off, but you might need to put distance between them. You might need to put a boundary up. You might need to tell them that they can't talk about this certain subject with you because, you know, you're tired of it. It doesn't help you. You don't want this advice, etc. We are going to be making a decision in our connections with ourselves, what kind of things we engage with, and moving towards what is good for us, I think, is the energy coming through here. And we got that moon reversed at the top here. So really make sure you think things through before you make your decisions. Like I said before, getting really specific on what it is you want, what it is you want out of your relationships, what it is you want out of your future job, what it is you're trying to achieve here. Get really, really specific about that. All right, to wrap it all up, we're going to get the lessons and themes of this new moon in Taurus for the collective. Lessons and themes of this new moon in Taurus for the collective. Lessons and themes. What are we learning? What are we moving towards? What kind of themes are we dealing with this new moon in Taurus for the collective? All right, we have communication. It makes a lot of sense too with all of this. If you know someone is presenting something for you, ask questions, communicate. You know, people aren't mind readers. They don't know what we want. They don't know, you know, that we may be upset about something. We need to communicate that stuff out. So, be still. Be still so that your intuition can speak to you. Be still so that you can hear what it is your body, your heart, your mind, you know, what it is you are being guided to do, where you are being guided to go, what you are being guided to engage with. You know, it's hard to receive our intuition whenever we are surrounded by constant noise. And I don't just mean like noise as in people always talking to us, people always being around us, scrolling through our phone all day long. Things that, you know, constantly cloud our mind. If we are constantly distracting ourselves, then it's really hard to get that intuitive guidance from ourselves. You know, because your mind is clouded by all the noise, all the chatter. You might need to disconnect, like I said before. Disconnect, ground yourself, get in tune with yourself. I believe the communication card is also about intuition, about like communicating with you, like your spirit team, if you believe in that. Whoever your guidance is, if it's God to you, if it's the universe, if it's spirit, you know, really getting in that alone time and that quiet time to get that guidance. One more for the themes and lessons of this new moon. Cosmic connection. Yeah, all right. I believe that is definitely kind of re-highlighting what I just said about connecting with your spirit team. I'm going to look that one up though, because I think there is a little more to it than just that. You are connected to cosmic intelligence. Your vibration is being raised to higher levels. This card brings a message of divine support and illumination. It is no coincidence that you are finding yourself in sync with new people whose vibrations are a similar frequency to your own. These new connections are bringing you greater clarity and reflecting the radiant light you are within you. Yes, there are challenges that surround you, challenges that can really tug at your heartstrings, but please understand that these challenges come to you at this time to help you grow and evolve to higher states of consciousness. Spirit sees your hunger for and desire for change. It sees your passion and thirst for planetary healing. Rest assured, your dreams and visions will come to fruition. But first, your own vibration and light needs to be raised. This opportunity comes to you through the challenges you currently face. All right, yeah. So this is coming back to that. And we got strength at the bottom here again. So this is definitely going to be a little bit of a hard time. Hard decisions are going to be made, like I said. And we are going to probably need to take a break, pull back, move forward. And like I said, listening to that intuition, really connecting with our intuition, our guides, our heart, what our heart wants, and balancing out that heart and logic, ego, all of that is a lot to sort through. And like I said, it's hard to do that when there's a lot of noise around you. It's hard to do that when you have constant distractions. So it is going to be a time to really connect deeper with yourself. The relationship we have with ourselves sets the tone for the relationships we have with other people, with people, places, things, all of it. The things that we think about ourselves tend to reflect outwardly. So, you know, if you think that you're never going to find love, if you think that, you know, you're not good enough, you're going to find situations that reaffirm that. But if you start to rewire that into like, yeah, I am worthy of love, I am worthy of these things, you start to pick up more on the things that reinforce that. So a mental reset and really diving deep into our wants and our needs. So, like I said at the beginning of this video, check back at those dates, October 28th, 2023, May 19th, 2023, for the Taurus moons that happened before. Some things that you may have been dealing with may be coming to a bit of a head. And so this new moon is taking place May 7th. So then 2 weeks after that, we will have the full moon, where more clarity on all of that will probably come up. But yeah, this is an inward time. Take time to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. And try not to do the impulsive things that you're feeling like doing. Try not to jump before you get things sorted out, before you figure out what you really want. We're going all the way back to this 7 of Cups here. And even the 7 of Swords. You don't want to get yourself wrapped up in something that you don't really want. Something that's not what it seems. And I'm not saying to be mistrustful of people, but I am saying to take a closer look at what people are offering you, what they are trying to sell you. And yeah, strength. We will be needing some strength for this. Some strength, some self-love, some self-care is definitely in need. All right. I think that is all for this reading. Thank you if you watched to the end. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you feel called to do. It really helps me grow my channel, really helps me extend my reach. And if you are interested, I do have personal tarot readings available on my website. I also have all of my other artistic creations available on my website, including notebooks, stickers, bracelets. My spell oils will be coming out soon. And I am also working on a Patreon where I will be discussing tarot, witchcraft, wellness, and some behind the scenes art stuff. So if you're interested in that, please follow my Instagram, or please join my newsletter. You will also get a coupon. And yeah, I hope that you all have a easy new moon in Taurus, and I hope to see you next time.